Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. I have a fun little card idea that I want to share with all of you. It's actually a what's called a one-sheet wonder, and so I'm going to show you how to make either 6 cards or 12 cards using one sheet of pattern paper or designer paper, one 12 by 12 sheet. So this is the card I'm going to show you how to make, but then I have a couple other project ideas that I'll show with you, or I'll show you after I finish this. So I'm going to focus on products from the Share What You Love suite. So these are new products that are coming out in the new catalog, but you can get them right now. There are exclusive bundles that are available only till the end of the month. So if you haven't got your hands on some of these product bundles, you're going to want to do that soon. Because the bundles will not be available, these exclusive bundles with some free stuff will not be available once the new catalog starts. The products will be available, you just won't get all this fun stuff. So let me show you how we're going to make 6 of these cards. So it's going to look just like this, and we're going to use this Love What You Do stamp set. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We are going to use this. There's a variety of different patterns of paper that you can use. I opted to use this particular pattern, but what I'm going to show you today will work with any pattern paper that you have, so don't get hung up on the fact that I'm using this particular paper, because I will show you how you can use this exact same cutting technique to make just a variety of different cards. So we're going to start out with a 12 by 12 sheet of your favorite pattern paper, whatever that is. So I'm going to use this one. And then you're going to want to cut some card bases. So I used rich raspberry because it coordinates obviously with the colors in my pattern paper. So you'll want to cut 6 of them, 6 card bases. And these card bases are just your regular size card bases. So it's 5.5 on this side. It's 8.5 across the top, and you just score it down the middle at 4.25. So those are the card bases. And then, here, I'll bring the card back so you can see. Then I just cut out a variety of different scallop circles using one of my framelits. You can use scallop circles, you can use squares, you can use whatever shape you want to embellish your cards. And then I also have some little stitch circles that I'm going to put in the center of these scalloped circles. So that's what's going to embellish the card. And then the other thing I did is I cut some pieces of old olive cardstock, and those are going to go right across the card, just like this, just to add a little bit, a little bit of pizzazz, I guess, to the card. And those are 5.5 long, so it's as long as the card is, and then it's about 1/2 inch wide. All right, and then we're going to do some embellishing. So let me first show you how to cut the paper. So this is one of my favorite ways to cut paper. Actually, this is one of my favorite styles of card too. So what you're going to do is put your paper, your 12 by 12 paper, in your paper trimmer, and you're going to cut at 4 inches. And the reason I want to cut 4 inches is because this is 4 inches across, and then it's 3 inches down. So I'm going to cut 4 inches. So I'm going to cut 3 different columns here. I guess you call them columns. 3 different strips. So they're all 4 inches. So now I'm going to take each section and I'm going to cut it at 3. So remember, these are 4 by 3. So I'm going to do this all with you on camera to show you how simple it is. Hi everybody. So while I'm cutting, maybe I can cut and say hi to you at the same time. Hi Caroline and Roberta. I better not get too distracted, otherwise I'll end up cutting these the wrong size. All right, so we're almost done. So when you cut up your paper, so remember I used a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So you'll end up with 12 pieces of designer paper. So now what I want to do to create this look is I want to use, since Stampin' Up! Has paper that is double-sided, I'm going to use the front and the back. So each card will have one piece that is the opposite of the other. So like I said, I'm just using the front and the back, and we'll just layer those pieces together. So let me show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to flip these over and just add a little bit of adhesive here. So I want to add my background first, and I just kind of angle it a little bit. And then when I put this other piece on, I'm going to square it up more. So the piece that is in the background is angled, and then the piece that I lay on top is more squared up, I guess. It's not angled. How's that? All right, so that's all I do there. And then I'm going to add this little strip. So that's just going to go right across the card from end to end. So we'll add that. And then I'm going to stamp. Oops, I gotta find my, here it is. You know what? I'm going to do this first. Let's stamp all these. So bear with me, everybody. You get to watch me do some stamping. So since I know I'm making 6 cards, I'm going to stamp all of them at the same time, hopefully. All right, so I'm just using the Love What You Do sentiment from the stamp set that I just shared with you. Whoops, I got a little piece of fuzz on there. So make sure your stamps are clean. Okay, I think it's clean now. So we'll stamp all these, and then it'll be easier to assemble. So typically when I'm putting together a bunch of cards like this, I like to stamp everything so that I have it all ready to go. And then that way it makes the assembly process a lot easier. All right, so they're all stamped. So now I just want to put a little bit of adhesive on each of them. Everybody still with me? Hi. Okay, let's move this out of the way. So I'm just gonna put these on my little, oh, I got some music in the background. Sorry. Mona's here with me, and she's playing a little bit of music so we can dance while we're stamping. All right, so put all these on my little circles, and like I said, you can use circles, you can use ovals. I'll show you a couple different examples when I'm done with all these, but it's really a quick and simple way to create cards, and you can make them as simple or as complex as you would like. But one of my favorite things about the One Sheet Wonder is that you use up an entire sheet of designer paper with absolutely no scraps left. All right, so let's put some, I'm gonna put a couple dimensionals on the back of all this. All right, so now those are ready to go. Okay, so let's go back to the card. Now all I'm gonna do is just decorate it up. So I'm just gonna put my my sentiment, I'm just gonna cover up where these two pieces meet here. I'm just gonna put it right over the top of that. And then I'm gonna use some of these fun new embellishments, and I'm gonna add them on the end. I'm gonna add them on the end of this 1/2-inch strip just to make it look like a couple buttons. There. And then for this one, I just, I actually took a piece of this paper and just hand cut out one of the leaves and embellished it, but I won't put you through that. I'll just show you how to make this. And these look fine. They look beautiful actually without those leaves. So let's do this. I'll quickly put these together for you and show you how simple it is. So you can make a lot of cards really quickly with this technique. So here's another one. And so do you like one-sheet wonders? How many of you like one-sheet wonders? How many of you have tried one-sheet wonders? I should ask. Oh, Mona's waving. I can see Mona. Hi, Shirley. All right. So there's that. Here's another one. And here's another one. One-sheet wonders are just a great way to use up your paper. So if you're a paper collector like I am, you probably have lots and lots of pretty patterned papers laying around. If they're double-sided, you know, you can do what I'm doing here, this technique. If they're not double-sided, you can just choose two different patterns of paper and, you know, kind of do the same thing that I'm doing here. So you can get creative with it, but I like that, you know, you can use up all your designer paper this way. This is probably the longest video I've done, huh? Where you guys get to see me in action. But I want you to see how easy it is to do this. And like I said, if you know, the way I'm designing this particular card, you can make 6 cards. So I'm going to show you all 6 of them when I get them done. But there are a variety of different ways that you can use this 4x3 inch paper. So I'm going to show you a couple other designs. All right, we're on the last one. Home stretch. Okay, and here is the last one. There we go. Add this final strip. And then I'll embellish one more for you. So for those of you that are just joining me, welcome. Just sharing a quick and simple card idea. So there's what the card looks like, and I'm just going to add some more of these little faceted gems. I like to use my scissors to take these gems off and add them. If you have a better way of doing it, that's fine. I just find it's a lot easier just to pick them up with the ends of my scissors instead of trying to pick them up with my fingers. So there you go. Let's get a couple more here, and then I'll show you all of the cards. So what do you think? I'm watching to see what you guys think. Do you like this technique? It's not that hard. Yes, that's right. It's very easy, which is what I like about it. Especially when I'm making a lot of cards, when I need a lot of cards quickly. This is a quick and easy little cutting technique, and it's a great way to make a bunch of cards fast. All right, so we just made 6 cards in about 15 minutes. So there they all are. Let me show you what else you can do. So I'll show you a couple other designs because I focused on this particular product suite. You can use any designer paper you want. So this is a new paper that's coming out in the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. I did the exact same thing, I just changed out the colors. So when you put together your one sheet wonder, you want to make sure that you're obviously coordinating your colors with the pattern paper that you're using. So here's another example. And then some of the retired paper, I put together some fun cards with the retired paper. So this is one of the patterns I just made. And then I also decided, I made 6 cards with, using that 4 by 3 inch piece, but you can make 12, so you don't have to layer them back to back like I have them here. You can actually just use them as is, and I just created a little background, kind of like a matted out piece here. So our paper, remember, we cut at 3 by 4 or 4 by 3. So the background is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I just matted it out on some rich raspberry cardstock, used crumb cake cardstock for the background, and then I just added a little oval. So again, you know, you can use whatever shape you have, oval, squares, whatever. So I made 6 of them this direction, so you can kind of see how this design goes. And then I made another 6 the opposite direction. So it's just the exact same thing. It's just that it's the exact same size of paper. I just changed the look of it just a little bit. So I made 12 cards with this. So you can decide. I just wanted to share this fun little one sheet wonder with you. It's, you know, like I said, it's a great way to use up your pattern paper, and it's a great way to get a bunch of cards quick. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.